So I'm up at Waterfall Gully, just done the climb, Pioneer Women's. We're still on the Spectral. Fully open on the compression at the back. Any compression, it's just harsh as hell. I've got no preload. It says 6 to 25 clicks, or 8 to 25 clicks. At 8 clicks, it's quite stout, which tells me I'm probably like a 375 spring on this, or 350 even. Which also tells me that this frame must be super progressive. I haven't seen the numbers. I've got no idea, but I'm going to say it's between maybe 27 and 35 even, like probably, you know, close to 32. It feels more progressive than the Slash, and that's 27. But anyway, I've gone full open on the high speed compression on the fork now, because it was quite harsh coming up that hill. 87 psi in the fork, 1 token, 160. I like that higher ride, but not sure if the performance is there yet. We'll see. Rolled the bars back a little bit again from the other day. See how it feels. It feels quite good actually. It's not falling in the holes too much. This whole ride will be on Strava. Good time 69. Oh, it's like a surgeon's knife through there. Very good, very precise. Maybe I got the bar a little far back. Brakes are so good. I love these XTs. Whoa! A little close to the edge there. Bit more air in the fork. Has it riding nice and high where I wanted it. It's playful. Super poppy, little choppy in the back. Still. But still feels heavily damped out back. So this high speed tune on the rear shock is way out. Yeah, the bar roll is whack, or the bar shape is whack. It still feels like my left hand's fighting my right hand. I've never really had that on bars where I can't find a happy spot. Zero pedal bob, super efficient on the pedals. I'm still in the high position out the back, which does have me feeling like I'm sitting high at the back, but any lower and I'm scratching pedals everywhere and it's just dangerous. Yeah, that's harsh. That's harsh through stuff like that. Absolutely. I'm gonna have to button it right off through here because it's braking bumps, under brakes, and definitely can upset me. So that's harsh. I'll see if I can get any more preload off this spring. Nah, that's literally no preload, no compression. I'll slow the rebound down another click. That's full slow on the rebound on the rear shock as well. Wow. So I must be oversprung, must need a 350. So unfortunately my 350 is out of action. I lent it to a friend and haven't got it back yet. And you know what? I reckon the front, this high speed rebound, I've got it 3 out from closed. Let's go to 2. Because it's poking, like straight out of the end of the stroke, it's poking like the beginning of the rebound stroke, which tells me it's high speed. So I want it to stay where it is when it's deep in the stroke. A bit less pushing around. I'm going to roll this bar forward a little bit again and see where we're at with that. And we'll drop another lappy. Yeah, what a shame. I wish I had that 350, but here's what it is. It's just too harsh at the back. I can't send it anywhere, so it's probably not worth doing too much more, because even though I'm saying, yeah, it's efficient and it's poppy and whatever, you can get that out of any bike if you overspring it, pretty much. But yeah, I'm firm on the fact that this bike needs to stay in the high position. Absolutely. This being a mullet, I don't know whether their rear end is a little different on the mullet, or they've just put a 27.5 in the back of a standard Spectral. But it's certainly too low in the low position, way too low. And if I was to go the appropriate spring rate, I'd be breaking ankles every turn, or scratching pedals on the ground every turn. So that little excursion to Waterfall Gully is a perfect example of you can't tune a bike at one track. So, and I've kind of always known that Moreout is not the place to tune bikes, but it is a good place to get a feel for what's going on, and it's not a good place to tune bikes, because it's easy to have the wrong tune and still go fast and still feel like you got relative control, because there's no real chop, there's no real harsh chop that you're trying to control the bike over. You can straight line over chop there, but there's no real dealing with chop while you're trying to negotiate the bike. So Waterfall Gully just became super clear that oversprung at the back. Going back to the geometry positions, it definitely in this mullet position, it definitely wants to be in the high spot, definitely wants to be in the high position. In the low, you're just smacking pedals everywhere, and even if you went 165s, I think it'll be too low. So jacked up mullet, that's my wheel now. My Stan's wheel feels killer. DHF double down. I don't know if I need to go higher in the bar now. Now that I know that this is oversprung, I have the room to bring that back end back down with a lighter spring, and then dial in some compression and some rebound, because I'm full slow on the rebound as well, to stop the in the choppy stuff. It was a handful to hang on to in the real technical, or the more technical stuff. So I only rode Twisted Gum, but it's technical enough to expose weaknesses. So the fork felt quite good. I could drop the pressure a little bit, go a little bit more compression. I had a little bit of a play with it. I'm at about 17% sag, 17% sag. It's 26 to 27 millimeters sag, so 164. It's pretty much where I want it. It's more or less where I want it. So I could hover between 17 and 20% sag, depending on my setup. Maybe if I was to go 20, I'd drop another token or a half token in there, just to get it, keep the spring curve strong at that lighter spring rate. But I don't think it'd be necessary. I think I could stick with the one token. And I think once the back end is adequately sprung, and I tune some compression and some rebound in, this thing is gonna sing. So it's got the geometry, it feels good. It feels like it wants to go, and I'm just out of whack. I'm just out of whack with the spring rate. So I know this thing's going to be good. I'm sure of it. So I'm really, really excited to get a 350 on this. If you got a 350 or a 375 by 2.8 or 65 mil, 67 mil stroke, please hit me up and hook me up, because I'm giving this bike back on Saturday. It's now Thursday, and I really, really want to try this thing. I really, really want to try it adequately set up. So shame it didn't have an air spring, but coil is, I do prefer coil for sure, just for the consistency. And you know, every time you get on your bike, it doesn't matter what the temperature is, it's always the same. So anyway, cut to the chase. If you guys got a 350 out there and you're local, please hit me up. Let's make it happen. Otherwise, hopefully I can test this again sometime, or I don't know what will happen in the future, but we'll see.